5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
All bets are off and running in the Show Me State.
You can finally bet in the state of Missouri.
Tonight, the promise sports betting is a game changer for the state. Our top story, a snowy surprise snarls traffic and creates a big mess on the roads.
My wife, it took her 2.5 hours to get home.
Tonight, many are questioning, did MoDOT drop the ball?
We only can do as much as we know.
5 on Your Side starts now with a weather impact alert.
Tonight, the snow is still impacting St. Louis roads, but not like the chaos hours ago, which led to fender benders and major backups during the evening commute. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. We have live team coverage tonight of the wintry weather and how this will impact your morning commute. Let's first get over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, who is tracking this last band of snow moving through right now. Scott.
It is moving through right now, Mike, and the heaviest is shifting east and southeast of St. Louis. This is over in O'Fallon, Illinois here. This Interstate 64, that headlighted traffic is going eastbound. This is the exit as you make your way onto Greenmount Road. Notice it's become snow covered here as we've had that heavier band of snow slide in. Looking out in St. Charles, the plows just came eastbound along 70 here. That's why traffic seems to be a little slow and sluggish there. They're all backed up behind the plows. Traffic going westbound is looking okay at this point. Here's our deal. Until about 11:30 midnight, we're still going to have some snow in the area, but it is winding down and will do so quickly. Now, the slick roads and the travel delays, that's going to continue for a couple more hours. You may need a more extra time to snow brush, especially if you've been on the evening shift and you're just getting off in a little bit. You may have to brush off some of that snow. But this is the heaviest band right now off to the east and south of St. Louis. Stretching from near Farmington, it just went through the area around Park Hills. It's stretching up here north and northeast through the Metro East. And again, along Interstate 64, along Interstate 70. What's back behind this will not be any accumulating snow. All the accumulating snow is east and south of St. Louis at this point. So conditions will get better as we head towards tomorrow. As far as any additional accumulation, not much more. Another 1/10 of an inch or so for St. Louis and the metro, maybe a 1/2 inch east and southeast of St. Louis. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll break down the rest of the forecast for you.
Right now, we're on the scene of breaking news in downtown St. Louis. This is a live look at a crash near the intersection of Walnut and South Broadway. This is right outside Ballpark Village and the Ballpark Hilton. It appears a St. Louis police cruiser slid off the road. We've seen some visible damage to that cruiser. We are working to find out exactly what happened and if there are any injuries. We have been monitoring the conditions on the roads all day, from right here in the studio to out on the streets in our Weather Impact Storm Tracker. 5 on Your Side's Laura Marcheski continues our team coverage from Interstate 44. Laura.
Well, Mike, I have to say in the last 2 hours, the road conditions have deteriorated quickly. They have gotten a lot more covered, especially we're on 44 right now. Take a look outside the window here. We have a lot of snow covered on all 4 lanes, the right lane being the most heavily covered off to my right here. And it's not only slick, it's slushy, it's getting that accumulation on the roads, and just really need to be careful driving. We're going about 45 miles an hour right now, so the speed limit is definitely not the way to go. You need to take it slow, give a lot of space between you and the car in front of you. The car in front of us is actually using their flashers right now to take it easy. And while the city streets earlier today were not nearly as bad as the highways, it was pretty slick out there and some drivers lost control. Just about 2 hours ago, St. Louis police reported 111 car crash calls, 10 injury accident calls, and 38 motorists in need of assistance. And in total, they had 415 calls for service. The city streets department director says they were able to get out on the roads with brine this morning and focus their efforts on additional rock salt and chemical treatment throughout the day. One thing I learned today is the snowplow operators in the city actually have to wait until a certain level of accumulation before they can actually start pushing snow off the streets.
We actually have what we call guides on the bottom of our plows that are raised up right at about 3 inches. Anything below 3 inches, we're not going to catch. And those guides are there to help us protect our utility assets that are in the roads, the manholes, et cetera, et cetera. So if it's below 3 inches, we're not going to catch that. What's going to catch that is the salt and the chemical.
If you are a St. Louis resident and you're having trouble in your alleyway or on your street, the streets director says filing a CSB report is the best way to let them know about it. You can do that right from your phone or online, and we'll have more another look at the streets coming up in just a little bit. Reporting live from the Storm Tracker, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Yeah, and Laura, drivers are hoping their morning commutes won't be as treacherous as the conditions today. Untreated roads quickly turn slick after noon, leading to widespread crashes, cars spinning out, and traffic tie-ups. 5 on your side's Brett Solomon continues our weather impact alert live team coverage to explain that both MoDOT and IDOT acknowledge crews did not treat roads this morning.
That's right, Mike, and that decision is really leading to some criticism from drivers who were caught in the gridlock. More on that in a moment, but first, let me show you this. We're just off of I-64 at the Jefferson exit, and it's a little after 10 o'clock right now. We can see that the accumulation is really picking up on the highway. We were out here at 7:30, and it wasn't as bad as it's getting now. Just as soon as Monday's snow started to fall, almost immediately the trouble started. Crashes, spinouts, travel lanes shutting down.
Oh my God, it is horrible out here.
The latest round of snow quickly bonding to the pavement, catching drivers off guard.
I wouldn't advise anyone to be out here.
My wife, it took her 2.5 hours to get home from DePaul Hospital.
How much would it normally take her?
Oh, about 30 minutes.
MoDOT says crews did not get out Monday morning because they thought the snowfall would begin much later than it actually did.
Our expectation was this was coming in 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we didn't get out there. If we would have known it was going to come in at noon, we would have had them first thing this morning. They would have been out hitting things. So as this evolved this morning, we got them out as soon as we could. You know, we can always wish that we would have got them out earlier, but we only can do as much as we know. We got them out as soon as we could once we started.
IDOT says if its crews had gone out Monday morning, it may not have helped.
Yeah, everybody gets so excited about pre-treating, but this is a good example of why it actually kind of can hurt you a little bit. So if you notice when it came in, it actually came in as a little bit of sleet mixed in. We would be able to shove that off if there wasn't any chemical on the roadway. So what it ended up doing is diluting some of the chemical.
It was crazy. I was seeing it on the news and cars stuck in ditches. I'm like, oh my goodness.
People are sliding off the road, not ready for it.
All right, so within the last hour and a half, we saw another band of snow over by the airport. So if you're in that area, you'll want to monitor conditions. And I can tell you this, after today's snow started falling, all of those crews did get to work on the highways, and their work continues through the night. The goal is to make sure there aren't extremely slick roads when you wake up in the morning. We're live downtown. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
And now a live look at St. Louis Lambert International Airport tonight, where the winter weather has been affecting travel. There are dozens of delays tonight for both departing and arriving flights. Travelers are urged to check with their airline before heading to the airport. And you can get the latest weather impact forecast anytime on our free 5+ streaming app. Just search for KSDK in your smart TV's app store. You could also text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you the forecast straight to your phone. Just hours ago, a man was in court to face charges in connection to a deadly shooting in North St. Louis County where a child was nearby. Giveon Carter is charged with second-degree murder and child endangerment for the shooting death of 25-year-old Briola Carter. This is video of the scene last Wednesday night near the intersection of Cloverdale and Chambers Road. Police say surveillance video shows the suspect shooting through the door of a bathroom and hitting the victim. Carter will be back in court next week for a bond hearing. Tonight, a truck driver from Florida is behind bars in Jefferson County, accused of using an AR-15 style rifle to shoot at another truck driver. The shooting happened around 8 this morning near Barnhart on northbound I-55 near Highway M. The other driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. 46-year-old Michael Quintana Betancourt is being held without bond tonight on charges of assault and armed criminal action. Tonight, the Illinois State Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of a deadly house fire in Alton. A man and his dog died. Firefighters were called to a home on Rickson Street around 3 a.m. The victim's daughter and son-in-law also lived in the house. The son-in-law was at a neighbor's house when the fire started. And John Clark tells 5 on Your Side he lost everything.
I have nothing. All my money I had saved up was in a bag in that room. All my clothes, my tools. I don't have anything.
Clark says his father-in-law's furnace was stolen last year, and he was out of propane, so he doesn't know what he was using to keep warm. The cause remains under investigation. Sports betting is now officially live in the Show Me State. Today, DraftKings Sportsbook celebrated the launch with a ceremonial first bet at the Palladium in St. Louis. It's one of several national sports books now live in the state, and starting today, anyone 21 years or older can place a wager on the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, and collegiate sports, including Mizzou athletics. Experts say sports betting could generate over $3 billion in Missouri in its first year, money that previously flowed into neighboring states like Illinois and Kansas.
Better for that money to stay within this state government than maybe going to other state governments. And again, kind of going back to when people want to spend this type of money, they're going to find a way to do it.
Missouri is the 39th state to legalize sports gambling. The sexually explicit website Pornhub is no longer available to people in Missouri. The owners of the site shut down access in the state today as Missouri's new age verification rule for pornographic websites went fully into effect. In a statement, Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway says, quote, Pornhub is welcome to leave Missouri. What is not welcome is any company that puts profit above the safety of our children.
No real ID at the airport? No problem if you don't mind paying up. The hefty fee that won't keep you grounded. Your holiday gifts going to the wrong recipients. Tonight, simple ways to thwart porch pirates from stealing your joy.
And we're tracking the last bands of snow out of the St. Louis area tonight. Still a little more accumulation east and southeast, but we're only talking about another ½ an inch of snow. We'll catch you in a few minutes and tell you what you can expect for tomorrow morning's rush hour.
We want to bring you up to date on some breaking news. Right now, police on the scene of a crash in downtown St. Louis involving a St. Louis police cruiser. This is a live look at the scene near the intersection of Walnut and South Broadway. That's right outside Ballpark Village in the Hilton at the ballpark. So far, there are no reports of any injuries, and we've just reached back out to police in the last 5 minutes, but we have yet to hear back. Well, if you still haven't gotten around to getting your real ID to travel, it may cost you more to board your flight. The TSA will start implementing a $45 fee on February 1st. That's up from $18 proposed last month. The fee covers a 10-day travel window, and flyers will be able to pay it online before arriving at the airport. There is now less than 2 hours left for Cyber Monday, ending the holiday weekend shopping marathon. Consumers already spent a record amount online on Black Friday, nearly $12 billion. Adobe Analytics estimates sales will top $14 billion for Cyber Monday, up more than 6% from last year. It's predicted $16 million was spent every minute over the last 2 hours. All those deals you grabbed today will soon end up on your porch, but not if thieves get there first. Tonight, Jen Sullivan shows us how you can protect your holiday packages before they arrive.
It's the season of giving, but for wannabe thieves, December is the season of opportunity as packages pile up outside people's doors. That's why experts say it's important to take extra security steps so Grinches don't grab your gifts.
We want to make sure people are aware when their packages are arriving to their doorsteps.
Richard Rocha with Amazon says the vast majority of their packages arrive without issue. But to help raise awareness about package safety, Amazon is partnering with the National Sheriff's Association this year. Last year, at least 58 million packages were stolen, and roughly 25% of Americans have been a victim. It's a crime that causes billions of dollars in financial losses a year, and these types of crimes tend to go up during the holidays. So what can you do to protect your packages? If you're not going to be home, FedEx and UPS allow you to deliver your packages to a different address. Out of town, the U.S. Postal Service will hold your mail for up to 30 days. Amazon allows users to use lockers for up to 3 days.
We have more than 25,000 locations across the U.S. where people can choose to have their packages sent, including a Whole Foods or one of our hub lockers that are available.
You can also leave instructions with your Amazon delivery driver, like request to have packages delivered behind your home. So what should you do if your packages are stolen? Rocha says call Amazon customer service. And security experts say most retailers will send you a new item, but they are getting stricter. You should also file a police report. And while security cameras can help catch the thieves in the act, law enforcement recommends not engaging with the thief. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And here's a great holiday gift idea for St. Louisans. Season tickets are now on sale for the 108th season at the Muni in Forest Park. Just hours ago, officials announced the lineup for the summer of 2026. The season will kick off June 15th with Hairspray, followed by Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Newsies, and Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. The 1904 World's Fair-inspired musical and local favorite Meet Me in St. Louis will run for 8 nights from August 6th through the 13th. And then the season wraps up with Something Rotten. That's a comedic Shakespearean musical. Both new and current season ticket holders can buy their tickets online. You can call the box office starting tomorrow morning at 9. All right, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoins us now with the weather impact forecast as that final bit of snow moves through the St. Louis area.
Yeah, I think we're just, going to continue this weather impact alert until midnight. And then I think once we get past midnight, the snow's winding down. The road crews will be able to do a lot more in getting things ready for tomorrow morning's rush hour. Will tomorrow morning's rush hour be perfect? It ain't going to be like today. It can't possibly be that bad. Another inch east and southeast of St. Louis in that band at most. Now, what we have seen officially from St. Louis Lambert International Airport, the last observation we had was 2.6 inches for snow depth. We know they've had at least a half an inch more, but we don't know what the total is for the day. We know the record for the day is 3.5 inches back in 1937. We are challenging that. We are over 3 inches at this point, and you can see here in Florissant, the road has become snow covered again. Even though most of the municipal crews here around the metro area have been working pretty diligently and had their roads in better shape than the interstates, tonight, because you've had another batch of heavier snow slide through with this band, it's covered again. The road crews will be back out. This is the last of the heavier snow pressing south and east of St. Louis. That heaviest band now is approaching Sparta. It's going to be moving into Nashville. Right now it's in Redbud and up towards Freeburg, and it's going to slide off to the east. So this is where the worst of it is, east and south of us now. Accumulating snow should be over for the metro area and to the west. Yes, we'll probably still see a couple more flakes, but the accumulating snow up to an additional half inch is east and southeast of St. Louis, and the worst of that is pressing farther away. Now, will there be lingering slick spots tomorrow? Yes, until noon at least, but there will be better driving conditions. So with that in mind, still allow yourself a little extra time. Charge your cell just in case you have to contact somebody as you're driving through the area tomorrow morning. Now, the roads should be much better. Obviously, we have some schools that have already called off for tomorrow. Some are on a delay. The snow will be gone. We're not delaying its exit tonight. We want it out of here. And by 1 o'clock, it's completely cleared the bi-state region. Our temperatures, though, tomorrow morning, upper teens, lower 20s. It stays cold. Eventually, we start to see some sun tomorrow afternoon. Eventually. But it's a hard-pressed thing to clear us out completely. 39 degrees on Wednesday, then another surge of Arctic air comes in. And Mike, we're going to struggle to get to 20 degrees Thursday afternoon. Friday morning, some of us will be in the single digits for low temperatures. So another surge of cold air, but that one doesn't bring snow with it.
Well, we'll take it then after today. All right, Scott, thanks. Holden is on deck with sports.
The Blues were shorthanded tonight as they look to do something they haven't done all season long by putting together a winning streak. I'll break down the highlights and the injury report next in sports.
And winter weather is already here, and tonight on the 5 Plus streaming app, we're helping to get you better prepared for the next few months, from getting your home and car ready to protecting your pets and plants. Watch our Winter Impact Winter Weather Safety Special for free. Just download 5 Plus to your smart TV by searching KSDK in your app store.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
The Blues season has been a disappointment by just about every metric to this point, but a win tonight would give the Note their first 3-game winning streak of the season and somehow put them in a wild card spot. Jordan Bennington would get the start in the net, but he wouldn't stay there long. Just over 6 minutes into the game, the Blues would fail to clear the puck, and Mason McTavish is going to throw it on net, and it's just going to sneak past Benner. Anaheim has the early lead, but just 17 seconds later, the Note would tie it up as Robert Thomas gets the steal, weaves in, and gives it off to Kyrou. He puts the biscuit in the basket to tie it up at 1. 3 minutes later, the Ducks would have a 1-on-3 break, and Pavel Mintyukov gets just another soft goal past Bennington. Joel Hofer would take over from there as the Blues drop this one 4-1.
Sometimes you get games like that where you just, it can be a little choppy, and you're trying to stay in the motion of things and stay locked in. And I thought, we continued to fight, but we just didn't give ourselves kind of that burst of energy that we needed to get back in the game.
The Blues were dealt some devastating news on multiple fronts early this morning. Rookie forward Jimmy Snuggerud is undergoing wrist surgery and will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. In addition, winger Alexei Toropchenko suffered burns on his legs, and he's listed week to week. Forward Alek Kaspanaki is being called up, and the coach likes his all-around game that he brings, even if he didn't make it to tonight's game.
Kaskamaki never cheats the game, and when they're really that responsible defensively, their sticks are always in the right place. They seem to always be in position to squash plays because of their defensive brain, hockey sense.
The SLU men's soccer team has needed extra time in 3 of the last 4 games as they work their way to the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament, where they will face their toughest opponent since all the way back on September 23rd. Their opponent that day is the same team they're going to square off with on Saturday. The Akron Zips, who dominated the September matchup on their way to the 3-0 win. That was the last time the Bills lost a match, and defender Quentin Blair seems like he's ready to be geared up for a prize fight with the Billiken season on the line.
We do the business all year. We prepare for this, our whole lives. I mean, like he said in the beginning, we kind of just, we play in these things to win them. It's not just get there, So we take it one game at a time and we just give it our best shot.
The coaching carousel is in full swing in college football with Lane Kiffin headed to LSU and Will Stein reportedly heading to Kentucky. But Eli Drinkwitz has made it clear he's not going anywhere. The Tigers finished the regular season 8-4, but Drink admits this season was a disappointment for a team that had college football playoff dreams before injuries derailed their season. Despite all those injuries, the Tigers dropped games against Alabama and Vanderbilt by a single score, which is why Drink believes his team could use the bowl game and spring ball to go from good to great.
All these guys wanting to find whatever they can do to help, and it's going to take all of us, and that's what's going to make Mizzou really special moving forward, is that we're all in this together, and we're all trying to figure out how do we go achieve what we all dream we can do and do it together.
Up the road in Champaign, the Fighting Illini also finished with an 8-4 season that seemed like it could have been much different a few months ago when Illinois was the number 9 team in the country. That said, the Fighting Illini tied a program record with 18 wins over the past 2 seasons, and head coach Brett Bielema says his seniors have raised the bar for what's to come in Champaign.
I think there might be 3 or 4 guys in this signing class who are day 1 starters, right? And that gives us testament to who we can compete with, right? I've literally never been, even, 3 Big Ten championships at Wisconsin, I never could get on the guys we're getting in on now, right? And getting them to come here and visit and then also land them, and that's a really big deal.
Drake May continued to make his case to be the NFL MVP tonight on Monday Night Football. There he connected with Kayshon Boutte to make it 17-0 earlier, and the Patriots would just stretch that lead out This coming up catch you're going to see here in just a second. Watch this dime thrown by Drake May, and watch this better over-the-shoulder catch by Kyle Williams. This one was all New England as they win it 33-15. They improve to 11-2. And finally, we want to wish the East St. Louis Flyers good luck as they head to Normal tomorrow for a matchup in the 5A state championship game against Chicago Fenwick, weather permitting.
All right, Holden, thanks. We'll be right back. The countdown to takeoff is on. Right now, tickets on sale for the 2026 Spirit of St. Louis Air Show and STEM Expo. Today, the legendary Blue Angels visited the Spirit of St. Louis Airport in Chesterfield. The U.S. Navy Flight Squad will headline the show in June. The theme for next year's show will honor America's 250th birthday. And Blues fans have about 90 minutes left to take part in a Cyber Monday deal. The team is selling single game tickets with no fees. The offer does not apply to resale or theme tickets. The deal runs through midnight on the Blues website by using the promo code CYBER. All right, Scott has a final check of our weather impact forecast.
You know, we are tracking the last band of snow east and southeast of St. Louis out of the area, so we expect to see things improve considerably by early tomorrow morning. Is it going to be perfect for tomorrow morning's rush hour? No, but it will be better than what we've seen most of the day today as the road crews get a handle on this once the snow finally moves out between 11 and midnight.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Have a great tomorrow. Stay safe.